We met our goals. We met our goals up there. We added assets, added a rotation plus with Hornets DNA. Those are our goals.
Jeff Peterson is entering his first offseason as president of basketball operations with the Charlotte Hornets. While only in his mid-30s, he knows he's ready for the opportunity.
I have been very fortunate to have a ton of experience in the NBA. I've seen a lot. I've seen how to, go through a rebuild. I've seen, teams that have been assembled to compete for a championship. I'm just excited to dive into this opportunity, and I know that we'll be able to get the job done with the staff that I'm able to assemble and the players that we put on the floor.
Jeff's a really smart guy, a detailed guy. He's not going to skip steps. He's going to do it the right way. He's going to build, I think, through the draft. So I think he's going to do a very, very good job down here. I don't have any doubt in my mind about that.
He's been very instrumental in getting a lot of big-time free agents to the certain teams that he's been a part of course, most notably getting Kevin Durant and helping get Kyrie Irving up to Brooklyn. So I think just having a guy coming in with some energy and juice and somebody that these fans can really get behind. I'm excited to see all the moves that he makes.
I mean, when you're young and been as experienced as him, at 35, he's been in the league, I want to say 6, 7, 8 years now as an executive. That goes a long way. Having a young dude with energy with that experience is rare, so I think it's perfect timing for Jeff to take control.
As announced this morning, the Hornets got their guy.
It's a great day to be a Hornets fan because it's current Boston Celtics assistant Charles Lee coming to town to be the next head coach of the squad. The senior NBA assistant becomes the 12th head coach in franchise history. The 39-year-old is currently working on Joe Mazzulla's staff with the Celtics and will join the Hornets after concluding the NBA playoffs.
Peterson's first order of business, hiring a head coach. Charles Lee, a longtime, highly touted assistant coach. Lee was tagged as Steve Clifford's successor.
I am very excited. I've seen everything that's been going on with the Hornets organization ever since ownership has kind of taken over, and I'm just thrilled that they're going to take a chance on me. And so I'm looking forward to helping build something really special in Charlotte.
Banner number 18 has been secured. The Celtics are NBA champions.
Lee comes to Charlotte following his second NBA title as an assistant coach, this time with Boston. In his lone season with the Celtics, Lee's impact was immediate.
Sad to see him go, but extremely happy. He deserves it, and told him I loved him and how happy I was for him because, obviously we've been through a lot together, so to see even before when there was kind of a chance for him to be a head coach and him not get it, but to see it now, and I think the timing might be right, so you're just happy for you guys,
He's going to be a great leader for the Hornets. He's somebody that has been in a lot of winning, successful teams, and he's somebody that is going to do whatever it takes to develop and make sure that guys are following, his vision.
It's about time for Charles. He is an amazing coach. You can tell the experience that he's had, everything that he's been through, and the way that he works with people, builds relationships. It's clear that he's ready for this opportunity, and I think he is going to thrive.
Well, Charles has been one of the top assistants in the league for a few years now. Obviously worked with Mike Budenholzer for nearly a decade. Came here, has been the lead assistant on the best team in the league this year. Incredibly well-deserving, great resume, and I think going to a young team with a new general manager, new ownership group, a lot of excitement in Charlotte. I think it's a great fit for him, and really excited to see how it goes for him.
As soon as he told me that I was getting the job, my kids have now started this swear jar. And one of my very first emotions probably had me contributing to that swear jar. So was overwhelmed with joy, used some words of excitement that I probably shouldn't have. But after I talked to him, he said, "Hey Charles, we got a lot of work ahead of us, but I'm really looking forward to being able to build this thing with you. And I believe in who you are as a person and as a coach."
6.5 weeks after the announcement, it was finally time to introduce Charles Lee as Charlotte Hornets head coach.
It's almost taken too long, but he was too busy winning a championship, so. But we didn't give him much time after they won. He got to celebrate for a couple days, and then I told him
got to get here and get ready for work?
I would just say actually it wasn't too hectic. It was like a blessing. Like I got to do all those things. Finally, you get to be back in the finals with a really good team and have a chance to win a championship, and you get to be the head coach and have all these other responsibilities on your plate. So I would say I way more woke up every day just feeling blessed and excited for the opportunity and just trying to compartmentalize each responsibility.
I can't imagine him having to balance what he's been having to balance over these past few weeks. He's been unbelievably just disciplined and organized and very collaborative during this time. So he's been able to kind of compartmentalize, I think, but very happy again that he won and now he's here ready to help the Charlotte Hornets.
There's so much alignment between Jeff and myself in the front office. We look at everything as an opportunity. I'm even going to try to get our players to realize that when we have structure and we have things in front of them, don't attack it like it's an obligation, but way more like an opportunity to get better, an opportunity to learn, and that's just how we live life.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Oh my God!
It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you as we officially welcome the new head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, Charles Lee, here to the Queen City.
Charles did a tremendous job, and he stood out for a variety of reasons, and it became very evident that he was the right person to lead us going forward. And it was just another step in the vision, and that's why I'm so excited to be up here today with him. He's an amazing person, and he's a pretty good coach as well. But he's a very, very good person, a very good friend. So excited to have he and his family here.
But first, want to thank Gabe, Rick, and Jeff for believing in me. As I went through this interview process, made it clear to me that they wanted this to be one of the premier NBA franchises in the NBA. And they explained to me how passionate of a fan base the Carolinas can be. And as soon as I heard those two things, I was all in. The things that we can promise from this team is that they're going to be very competitive, they're going to be very together, and we're going to be focused on what we can control, which is our daily progress, process, and effort. And so that is what I can promise you. Are we smiling on this or not smiling? I'm a smiling. All right.
Here we go. Everybody smiling on this one. Big smile. And nice.
It was an unbelievable day to see everybody here at the press conference, especially having my family front row, my mom and dad, my mother-in-law. It's just one of those things where you've gone through a heck of a coaching journey, and now to see it kind of culminate with being named the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, it's really exciting. You guys say hi to Melo? Who was the one that had the Melo shirt on that day at school? You did, that's right. To have a lot of our players that are in market here supporting me, I think just shows it's another step of how committed they are to the togetherness of the group. There's going to be a lot of togetherness, a lot of competitiveness, and part of that too is like me wanting to buckle down and get ready for Summer League now in the draft. And whatever the next steps are, we can't skip them. I think we have to look at every day as another opportunity to just get better, and it's not an obligation. Thank you, fellas.
What's up, fellas? Good. How are you guys? Margo. Again, double up. Trent, DJ. Good.
The Hornets have the 6th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, a no-doubt position to add a spark to the rotation.
Are you warmed up? Are you ready to roll?
Say what?
Are you ready to roll? You warmed up enough? Or you need to get a little bit more loose?
No, I think I'm good.
You good? Okay. Our head coach, he's about to be here in a minute, and then we'll get started, all right? All right. And then after this, we'll take you to lunch. We'll get a little food.
All right.
All right.
Pre-draft workouts are essential to get a first-hand view of the talent pool. This one features a promising 6'9", 18-year-old from Paris.
I'm excited, but for sure I'm a little bit nervous about the draft because we don't know where I'm gonna go.
How's our boy doing so well?
T-John?
Yeah.
Good. Like every day I get up and I'm trying to attack the day, get better. I think it's genuine too. He's 18, he plays super hard. I'd rather tame a player back versus like, come on, you gotta go. It's like he almost has he's 18, he has all this energy, he's bouncing. It's like, but from a technique standpoint, it's like you're great size, like you can cover up so many ground, just stay solid. But again, I think we can teach him that. He had a stretch where he made a ton of shots. So it's like, all right, this guy, and everyone was going over there to see Ricochet and Topic. Oh, check this kid out, and Just started to make a ton of progress, had some breakout games.
Again, he's 18. What's he gonna be when he's 22?
Oh, what I would do to be 18 again, my goodness.
Let's just go through some of these guys then. So let's just start with Sarr. First of all, I don't think he's gonna be there at 6, but in the crazy world that he is there, obviously super talented.
With workouts complete, it's time for Peterson and his staff to narrow down their list of names they expect to be on the board when they're on the clock.
Not that we would ever draft on need. We got to take the best available player. Also keep in mind, just we're not drafting for fit, right? So even if we think, of course we already have 2 centers on the roster, but if we think Donovan's the best prospect at that position, we got to take him. Let's go to Reed. Man, is he a trade up guy too? Like, would we just say, you know what, screw it, we have that much conviction in him, we would try to go get him. Dalton, he's an interesting one because I think he's one of those guys, obviously older, experienced, love the fact that he's, I don't want to say self-made, but he's hit so much adversity throughout his career. Of course, the size and the shooting, every single NBA team needs size and shooting, so that's a plus for him. So when you look at he versus Cody Williams, Cody's younger, doesn't have as many experiences. You could argue Cody's upside is higher than Dalton. Defenders are going to have to guard him regardless of where he is on the floor. Yep. Opens up driving lanes for Melo, Brandon, Trey. Battled a ton of injuries this year, so I think we need to keep that in the front of our minds, really, in terms of how we're evaluating him. Salone. Young, athletic, plays hard. I think he'll be able to shoot. I know he didn't shoot it great this season. I do think he'll be able to shoot, though. The thing I love about this guy, he plays so freaking hard on the defensive end. He can guard multiple positions. He takes pride on that end of the floor. I love his running patterns. He never clogs the lane. He's always spacing to the wing or the corners. I think he almost identifies as being a guard or wanting to play on the perimeter, which is encouraging because ultimately I think he'll be able to do those things. He wants to be great. All the things that you just can't teach. I think he has those intangibles. Again, with him, it's just going to be about the shooting piece, I think, ultimately, and then helping him understand that it's truly a marathon. He wants it so bad. You guys see it a different way, or?
There's some stuff he's going to have to continue to clean up and shore up, but I think he's going to work to maximize himself. We talked a lot about adding guys to our group going forward that are going to work to maximize themselves as players, and I wholeheartedly believe this kid is at the top of the list in this draft as it relates to someone who's going to work to get the best out of their ability and reach whatever their ceiling is. So
the good news is we have the 6th pick and we have 8 names on the board. It never works out that way, Ryan, as you know. Usually have 5 names on the board.
Good evening and welcome to the 2024 NBA Draft.
So let's just act like this happens. Yeah, and we're probably not getting any calls. I haven't selected this high in the draft in a while, so most of the time you have a little bit more time to kind of prepare, and of course there's more room for things to not go your way when you're selecting in the 20s or late teens or whatever that may be. But when you're selecting this high, yes, the clock does it creeps up pretty quickly.
With the first pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Zachary Rizache.
Pat, do me a favor. Do you mind going there and write up our top 14?
With the second pick, the Washington Wizards select Alex Sarr.
Two Sarr. There we go. There we go. It's way too loud in here, so if I get a call, I'm going right in.
We're going in as soon as we know anything about Houston.
With the third pick, the Houston Rockets select Reed Shepherd.
Reed. So if you're not prepared, those moments can be very hectic, very chaotic. Just checking in to see if we're still alive when you're bored. And there's always a level of intensity that comes during draft night that you've got to be prepared for something else that you weren't expecting.
next pick, we're calling him again if we don't have him.
Yep. What's going on here?
With the fourth pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Stefan Castle.
Just confirming it would be the least favorable. It's something that, you know, our group was able to just kind of mock out multiple times. We went through, I can't tell you how many iterations of, okay, if this player goes 1, 2, 3, and then this player goes, who's left on our board, what would we do? What about lottery protected depending on board?
With the 5th pick, the Detroit Pistons select Ron Holland II.
I'm very thankful that our group was prepared. We went through literally every scenario of seeing if ultimately if T-John was going to be there at 6, and you can imagine that the feelings, just the joy that we had when his name was not called.
We have our guy. Take our guy.
We have our guy.
Take our guy.
With the 6th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Tidjane Salaün from Cholet, France.
Got it done. Yep.
First and many.
Exactly.
What's up, Tidjane?
What's up?
Hey,
Good.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Hornets.
Thank you. I'm ready to work.
You ready to work?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what we'd love to hear.
That's why we picked you. You ready for Summer League?
Yeah, with Eye of the Tiger.
It's the first song we're playing when you get here, man.
That's my favorite song, too.
We had it on this morning, Tidjane. We had it on this morning. Excited for you, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. We're gonna do some special things here, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Get some rest tonight. You'll be here tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations, my man. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you.
Okay.
See you.
See you.
I love my man's spirit.
Loves it.
We really want guys who compete on a daily basis, who give that effort. He's the youngest player in the draft. Ton of upside. Love his frame. He's about all the right things. Tremendous human being, and I know he's going to elevate this organization.
Thank you.
I'm proud to be here, and it's only the beginning of big thing because I work a lot, work hard, just to be in NBA. Not to be in NBA, to play in NBA.
On va attendre pour les trucs, on va les accrocher derrière.
Good morning. Good to see you.
First time in a jet. That's cool. Now it's just the beginning. Just have to be ready. I have to be ready to start.
How are you?
The Tiger.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Good to see you again.
Good. Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
I knew at lunch when you said I don't talk anymore. Now I just show you, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
It's better.
It's better, right?
Happy birthday.
Nice to meet you.
Patrick.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome. Get any sleep last night?
4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
And you're going to get a workout in?
And just after, but I will take a little nap just after the camp.
Okay.
And after I go back to the
Get
gym.
a little bit of gym. That's what I love, man. You are a worker at heart.
No
I feel
secret.
like sometimes I'm gonna have to tell you to slow down. You're such a worker. It was good.
I can slow down. Don't worry.
You excited?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Were you surprised?
Oh, surprised? Yeah. Because it was, it's early. The draft just start and hear my name. It was
Good.
insane.
The second round's tonight, right? So we'll be working, trying to go find someone else, and then we'll stop by after dinner for a little bit, okay?
Good afternoon, and welcome to the first ever day 2 for the second round of the 2024 NBA Draft.
Showtime.
So now the Charlotte Hornets are on the clock. Charlotte's in a really interesting spot. This is the first draft that we're seeing for Jeff Peterson, their new head coach, Charles Lee. What are their plans for this immediate future here?
Well, they got a great piece last year in Brandon Miller at number 2. This is a player with real star potential. LaMelo Ball, certainly, they hope they can keep him healthy. He's shown he can be an all-star. There are some young pieces in place.
Just confirming we good on a 2-way. He's the guy. Thank you. Okay. KJ Simpson. Yeah. What's up, KJ?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
On top of the world right now.
Good. So are we. We got Coach Lee and then Rick and Gabe, our 2 owners here.
Congrats, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I promise you, man, you're going to get my odds. You got to steal at the draft. I promise you that. No one's heart is as big as mine.
I'm going to hold that to you. As soon as you get here tomorrow, I'm putting a brick wall in front of you. I can't wait to see if you run through it.
Please do. Please do.
We know you're ready to work, man. Congrats. You've earned it, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the night.
All right, sound good.
Okay. I'm done. Very excited that we were able to collaborate in a high level and ultimately get 2 players that we had ranked very high on the board. We met our goals. We met our goals up there. So we wanted to add a player with, rotational aspirations, and we think Tijan, of course, is a rotational player. We think, the sky's the limit for him because of the characteristics that he possesses. We wanted to add assets, which we were able to do that as well, and then we wanted to find someone in the second round that, we could potentially get on the 2-way that also has the ability to be a rotational player and who fits the Hornets characteristics and embodies the DNA that we want to be about. Hornets DNA, those are our goals.
Yes. Oh, wow. So we'll see where
that's great.
Let's go. Let's get after it today. Bring it in real fast. Let's go. Bring the energy. Bring the juice. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense. Good. Early. Yes. Right there. That's great.
After the work began for Charles Lee at the California Classic.
Hornets DNA is all about being obsessed with daily improvement. All right? Bring it in.
Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Together.
The work continues for Jeff Peterson at Summer League in Las Vegas. The Hornets re-signed Miles Bridges to a 3-year contract.
Miles was one of the first people I met with when I was fortunate to get the job, and we had a couple long dinners, and yes, he's been consistent about the new direction under Gabe and Rick, and obviously when I got there, and now of course Charles, he's been very consistent in saying that he wants to remain with us.
All right, that's official. Here we go.
It's like a family to me, I've been here for the last 6-7 years, and with the new management in, I see the vision, so I just want to be a part of that when we're able to, push for the playoffs and turn into a winning culture.
Bridges!
I mean, the only thing that's holding us back is his injuries. I feel like if everybody is not injured, everybody's playing, there's nothing stopping us from making the playoffs.
Miles has done a great job since entering the league of continuing to get better and better. And again, his approach to the game of wanting to play, bringing an element of physicality is very important. It's something that Charles and I have spoken about a lot. Like, we want guys who want to play and those guys who can push through some minor injuries and bumps and bruises. I think that's a skill in today's NBA and just a testimony to his mindset when it comes to that.
It'll stay with the Hornets. 2 for 1. Seth Curry. That's a 3.
Seth Curry also returns on a 1-year deal.
I mean, at this point in my career, it means a lot to be back at home playing for the Hornets organization, trying to help them get things back on the right track. We've got a great group of young cores, a new ownership, new front office, new coaching staff. So they're coming with a lot of energy, and I'm trying to help any way I can to get the organization back on the right track, get back in contention.
And 2 new faces arrive in Buzz City. 15-year veteran Taj Gibson signed a 1-year deal.
He's truly here to serve the young the young guys and help them get better. And hopefully, look, of course, everyone will make some mistakes, but he can ultimately help us steer the young guys in the right direction.
Rebound snatched by Doncic down the middle. Lead pass, big finish. Josh Green.
And guard Josh Green was acquired in the NBA's first ever 6-team trade.
Such a young team, and they play at a fast pace, and I think I'm able to thrive in transition and being able to pick up the ball and playing defense and just continue to grow my game.
He's a guy who doesn't necessarily need the ball to impact the game, which we appreciate, but he's a good shooter, he competes, he defends, so he has some versatility on both ends that we're excited to add to this group.
I'm still a young guy, and I think it's being fun to be around older guys in Dallas, be able to learn from them, and take that to Charlotte, and just come in with a winning mindset and be ready to go.
You have seen a dramatic change in this organization. I think modernizing it from top to bottom. And you mentioned Jeff Peterson coming in from the Nets and Charles Lee coming from a championship in Boston. They've done a good job in the last several months of gathering picks and young players. They keep Miles Bridges. They have a very good 1-2-3 with LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, and Brandon Miller. They have the infrastructure of a very good team in the East coming down the road.
In order to really be good in this league, you have to have a level of synergy. So I think it starts now. Really excited that a lot of our veterans came out here to Las Vegas to support the young guys in Summer League, and they're getting some work in on the court, which is amazing. And we'll continue to have those touch points throughout the rest of the summer and leading into training camp. So I think the more we can be around each other and get a feel for how each other plays and thinks and communicate, it'll just serve us great going into the season.
How you doing, my guy?
Good.
Yeah,
Get some rest.
You mic'd up over here.
Yeah.
I don't, did you even give you the head? No.
Oh, sad. I didn't say anything. Is it on right now? I would assume so. I didn't turn it on. Mic. Hot mic. Oh. He can hear everything we're saying. That's amazing. Oh my gosh.